What's up, everybody? It's getting down close to the trial for Command Anthony and everything like that. And to be honest, it's getting bad. Yeah, Command Anthony's supporters face felonies, and as armed security are later exposed to be fake actors. So, yeah, it's not going so good for Command Anthony and his family. It seems like, oh boy, it's real fucked up for him right there. Yeah. Here's some comments. He should have been in jail since the incident. Good for Hunter Metcalf, who lost his twin brother. Sarah's going after everyone spelled to billions. I'm happy for the Hunter Metcalfs. I would like to donate enough for Hunter to fill the tank so he could cruise around. Poor kid lost his brother. Here's somebody 306. I can't pronounce the name. Sorry. Right. What the fuck is she upset? Hunter has a new truck. What the fuck is wrong with her? As a black woman, I'm secondhand embarrassed. A new truck is at the very least what that kid deserves for what he now must live through. Yeah, man, it's fucking disgusting, really. After what happened and everything. So let's go ahead and watch the video. And I'm sorry I'm late on my videos. Friday I had to work overtime and I was too tired to do the videos, and I had to work overtime today at my job, so I'm got a late start. I'm trying to get most videos out today, so it'll be for Sunday. Then I'll get Sunday videos done for Monday. So I hope y'all enjoy these videos.
Carmelo Anthony faces justice for the stabbing of Austin Metcalf. Now, if you guys don't remember, there was an incident that took place between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf alongside his brother Hunter Metcalf. There was an altercation, words were exchanged back and forth, and instead of dealing with things the old fashioned way, Carmelo Anthony found it appropriate to take a knife and get to stab it. You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly where Carmelo Anthony finds himself in a bit of a pickle. Okay? Now, he's already facing horrible charges. This is murder, okay? He's facing some of the toughest charges anyone could face. And if you guys have been following the story recently, him and his family, and I can't really blame him as much, his family has taken the absolute worst route and option to every QuickTime event they're presented with. Every time something happens to them in the real world about their son and they have to make a decision, they make the wrong one. So in the past, Carmelo Anthony hired a spokesperson, fired him, and now they're moved on to spokesperson number 3 at this point, Tiffany Mukadu. But all those little things and all those mistakes they've made in the past are coming back around to bite them in the ass. And I said this, it's almost been a year since this has happened. I said that over time, them making all of these decisions, getting Charleston White involved, getting these horrible racist people to cyberbully other people online, making insensitive posts online. I said that all of this is going to come and bite them in the ass eventually, and it's starting to happen. Okay, so I have a few updates I want to talk to you guys about. And shout out Sarah Fields because she's really been on this thing ever since the start. And there are a few things that the family is not going to be looking forward to in the future. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So a few days ago, Sarah Fields had posted this, and it kind of gives us an insight on what's going to happen to the school district along with the family after this trial happens. It says, there are 84 days until June 1st, 2026. I have made all necessary preparations to attend and report on the trial of Carmelo Anthony. I cannot wait for it to be over. So much truth will be revealed. Now, I do want to point out one thing right there. If they weren't so relentless on attacking Sarah Fields, mind you, this family has done everything from the moon and back. They've contacted her, text messaged her personally, said that the situation her daughter went through wouldn't have happened if she was a better mom. If they weren't so relentless and they didn't bother Sarah so heavily, I highly doubt it would have. I doubt she would have made it her mission to go and cover the trial when it happened. But hey, now you got Sarah Fields over there live in the flesh, and I'm gonna be looking forward to that coverage as well. But we gotta continue. And then I'm going to write. Absolutely no one will intimidate me or stop me. I'm going to write about just how deeply involved certain players were regarding this trial. From the family of Carmelo Anthony to the quote unquote advocates, to their campaign and petitions in efforts to silence reporters and activists, to the abuse the Metcalf family endured, to the involvement of the Black Panthers and activist grifters who wanted a quick buck and their 15 minutes of fame. And that was the biggest thing that plagued Carmelo Anthony, and this is the biggest thing that's going to continue to hurt his case. They jumped on every activist's lap. We have to loosely say activists, very loosely. They jumped on every activist's lap possible. It was Dominique Alexander. It was Charleston White. It was Tiffany McAdoo or whatever. It was this other person. I forgot the other person's name. They were that insignificant. There were so many people there just hopping on their lap. Help me now, Daddy. What do you think is going to happen? Drew Anthony, the father of Carmelo Anthony, has handled this horribly, horrifyingly. But let us continue, right? She's talking about activists. She's talking about this, that, and the other. We're going to get back to activists as well. Let's continue. This case and trial are being used to attempt to brainwash adults and children alike into thinking that a violent action is appropriate when feelings are hurt. This generation of children is not good at regulating their feelings or responses to confrontation, and this case is a perfect example of that. I will also be working with Jeff Metcalf, Austin's father, and several others to lobby and make sure sovereign immunity is removed from public schools in Texas. I cannot wait for this expected guilty verdict so I can freely write about everything I've witnessed. So I could freely write about everything I've witnessed on a daily level since that fateful day on April 2nd, 2025. R.I.P. Austin Metcalf. Okay, so there's a few more things we have to talk about because of Carmelo, right? Because of this incident, and I do agree, kids these days, they have some issues checking their emotions, right? Because of this incident, she's going to seek for sovereign immunity to be removed. I had to look it up. But basically, sovereign immunity is something that schools try to use, right? Schools try to use it to not take any liability when something horrible happens on their time. That's what I understand by sovereign immunity. So we've seen that pretty much happen exactly with Carmelo Anthony. When the stabbing took place, when Austin was dead, when everything was said and done, the school was standing off from even the parents. They didn't want to give parents information. They didn't want to give the news information. They were trying to be as standoff as possible so they didn't get wrapped up in the mumbo jumbo and get themselves sued. Sovereign immunity for schools is a legal doctrine protecting public school districts, boards, and employees from being sued for damages in tort negligence while performing government functions. So I'm assuming they're going to use that as a loophole, like, okay, they were at a school function, the families have to deal with that. Again, why did that happen? Why are they pushing for that? It's all leading back to Carmelo Anthony's supporters. So on that note, let's move over to the first supporter of Carmelo Anthony. The first supporter, if you guys remember, was Dominique Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've been saying this for months, that Dominique Alexander is probably operating without a license. He has all these security members around him. I wasn't even aware that some of the security members are armed. So we all knew that Dominique Alexander was probably bullshitting, but oh, did we find out for sure today. Again, shout out Sarah Fields because she's finding this shit like candy on the ground. You know what I mean? Ooh, pizza candy. She found herself another piece of candy because now it's confirmed. There is an investigation going into Dominique Alexander. I don't know if you guys realized he kind of disappeared from the scene a couple of months ago. My assumption was always that he got fired, but maybe it was because there was, a bit of an investigation going on into his workings, and we just never knew about it. So let's check this out. Breaking exclusive. Dominique Alexander, prior advocate and quote-unquote security for Carmelo Anthony, was operating without a license according to DPS, allegedly collecting funds for security via fundraiser. Now, we knew that there was a little bit of fraud happening there. Come on, man. We always knew this was bullshit, but now you got the Department of, what's DPS stand for again? But now we got the Department of Public Safety looking into you? Is it because you were toting guns and taking donations illegally? Oh no. But again, where does this all lead up to? It all leads back to Carmelo Anthony's family and the idiotic decisions that they're making. They could have avoided so much pain if they just simply stuck with a lawyer. You guys raised so much money, but I'm not even going to get into the money side of things. We'll be here all day. Let's continue. Some of you may remember my exclusive reporting on Dominique Alexander, the man who was originally assigned as Carmelo Anthony's spokesperson. Dominique argued that Carmelo Anthony had stabbed Austin Metcalf in self-defense. He also called me out by name at his press conference, claiming that I came after him, quote unquote. And I mean, she did. She did, but he made himself a big target. There you go. He is correct. We did go after him because Dominique Alexander not only is a career criminal who was running a fraudulent organization founded by Soros-backed groups, he was also providing a security team for Carmelo Anthony's family, a security team that he claimed could be at the disposal of the Anthony family. So basically, we were making jokes months ago, like, oh, he's got himself his little hoodlums from his neighborhood or some shit. He's got himself his little minions from his neighborhood, and they're just riding around with some guns and making everybody feel safe. That's pretty much exactly what happened. You're riding around with some neighborhood friends with some guns, calling yourself security. Outrageous. Why haven't we seen Dominique Alexander, folks? He's probably fighting the charge of his life right now, or about to. The Anthony family's Give Sin Go description was changed to include quote-unquote security. At the same time, Dominique was providing armed security to the family. Many of you may remember the video of Dominique Alexander with the Next Generation Action leading Carmelo with his own security team from jail to a secured vehicle. And I'll show a clip. It's just when, he has his hand on Carmelo's shoulder and he's like, just follow me, son. Just follow me now. Remember that? That's what she's referring to.
All right. Come on now. Just follow me behind us. Just stay close, okay?
Carmelo, do you have anything that you'd like to say, Carmelo? Do you have anything that you'd like to say to the victim? To the family of the victim?
The footage below was proudly filmed and posted after Carmelo Anthony was released on bond. Not only has the Next Generation Action Network been found to be operating without a license with a Class A misdemeanor, but one of the individuals on his security team was Adigan Threat, and we've all heard of Adigan Threat already, who has a history of assault on a family member, unlawful carrying of a weapon, and drug possession. He could be seen in the video armed with a weapon. When I originally exposed him, the Next Generation Action Network quickly removed the photo from the website. And because Dominique's security was armed, they can, according to the state law, be charged with a felony. I was right about Dominique, and he won't be crawling out of this one. Man, it's bad. And you would think, okay, she's just talking. Yeah, whatever, Sarah, whatever. There's an investigation. Ooh. She gave us a fucking receipt, bro. Dominique, how fucking stupid are you? I don't even understand. It's like, sure, you can get investigated, and sure, people can expose you, but just as a human being, as a man walking around with a brain, how does it not cross your mind that having someone who doesn't have a license to hold a gun, have a gun on camera is a good idea? Did I say that right? How in your mind do you think someone who shouldn't have a gun has a gun should be on camera. How does that make sense to you? I can't even say it right. This guy is outrageous, bro. But let me show you the paperwork real quick. We go down. It says this letter is to inform you that the department has completed the investigation concerning the complaint you filed with the department. A program investigator was assigned to the above listed case to investigate a complaint alleging that Next Generation Action Network is illegally providing security services for individuals as well as their organization and are licensed under Texas law. Next Generation Action was found in the violation of the following: Texas Occupation Code, OCC, section blah, 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 operating without a license. So we have that operating without a license, but when they look into him, I'm pretty sure they're going to find a whole lot more bullshit. But again, like, how do you parade your illegal business around and feel like you're not going to get caught? It does not make sense to me. It does not compute to my system very much. But anyway, before we go, I just wanted to show you guys a hate-filled speech from Tiffany Mukadu, seemingly the final supporter of Carmelo Anthony. It seems like all the other supporters are either going to go to jail or fell off. But you got Tiffany Mukadu right here with her 12 viewers talking shit about the Austin Metcalf family. Apparently Hunter got himself a new car, and that is the end of the world for her. So let's see what she has to say about that.
Hunter Metcalf got a new truck, y'all. It's they said it's loaded. They said Hunter Metcalf's truck is so fucking clean, he had to use some GoFundMe money to get that truck.
What?
Mm-hmm.
God forbid that your boy was just saving and got himself a decent truck. God forbid that some people are financially responsible. Oh, he had to use that. He had to use that Gibson Go money to buy that truck. Oh, he had. Man, what are you driving, lady? You should focus on saving up to buy yourself a truck. It seems like you need it. Because every time you're on live stream, it sounds like you're at the back of a bus. So I would try to upgrade my level of living before I bitch about somebody else's level of living. Just saying.
So that's the update. The update, yeah, it's real nice. They said it's real nice. They said that truck's so nice that he drove it to the school memorial, and the kids was just surrounding the truck because it was just so fucking nice. Wonder where he got the money to get the truck.
Wow, I wonder. I don't know.
Oh well. Yeah, it wasn't the Anthonys that got new cars and stuff. They didn't, they had to run from house to another house to another house. They didn't get no new vehicles. Y'all saw Drew selling Carmelo's Lexus. And Hunter got a new truck. Hunter Metcalf got a new truck, y'all. They said it's loaded. They said Hunter Metcalf's truck is so fucking clean, he had to use some GoFundMe money to get the
Oh, it's playing again. Bro, I was waiting for the video to end. It looped. And she's always so full of fucking nothing, I didn't even realize the video had looped. But that's pretty much it. What a hateful bitch, bro. There's some hateful players on both sides, man. And it really just... I see people like this and I just squint. I'm like, damn. You're really fucking miserable. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, though. I'm gonna be back real soon with a whole bunch more information. Stay tuned, folks. I'll see you soon. Peace.